When I entered the city, women were complaining, especially in the EMPD. For me, it's a milestone. They were complaining that they're not being promoted. For them to be promoted, they must actually sleep with those men. And if you look at the salary staff complement of the department, most of the senior positions, from your chief, it was a male, deputy chief, all males, executive managers, all males. Females were there at the chief officers and superintendent and inspectors. Those were the levels where women were actually kept. So I decided to start that.
It always hurts me whenever I see women using the women empowerment card for them to lack or run away from accountability. This is a trend that has been used for many years, and it even dates back to recent developments and what has happened at Kgoshi-Mampuru. After women praised Vusimuziket Matlala, saying, "What a handsome criminal, what a handsome Mgulugutu," forgetting why this person was arrested to begin with. We see the same card being played by Dr. Imogen Mashazi. How she's using the power, the women empowerment card to run away from accountability. In this video, I wanted us to look at the first half or the first quarter of Ms. Shazi's testimony. I couldn't hold myself. I had to do this video because of the anger that I found myself having during this testimony.
I was approached by female officers in the EMPD that are being harassed and are not promoted to senior position. Rather, they should sleep with them for, it's not only attributed to chief only, it is a practice of everyone. But for me, because there was no formal complaint from any one of them, I could not take action. Mine was to create a platform for them to be empowered so that they're able to be promoted. And I've actually attached the statistics of my program, almost 8-year program of empowering women in uniform. It is called a City Manager Legacy Project. It is part of my key performance indicators in terms of my performance contract, where I initiated this program because there was no initial complaint. It was just a hearsay and their frustration. And quietly so, I had to create this program. And this program was actually celebrated every year. And the chief of police was actually invited in that program, where all these female officers who obtained their junior degrees, national certificate, we even have one who graduated a PhD degree. Last year, is it early this year? With a PhD degree, one junior official in the EMPD. She's at the inspector level with that PhD. We have others with masters, others with junior degrees, others with national diplomas. That is how the program was structured. And in terms of promotion, I can actually boast and say that we have actually appointed a lot of them or promoted a lot of them into higher positions up to director level. There was one that we attempted to appoint as a deputy chief of police, but she declined because the contract is a 5-year contract and she's a single parent. That is how far I wanted to go. And it is my wish, and it was my wish, and it is still my wish, that one day we should have a female chief of police, so that women are also given an opportunity to occupy senior positions, especially in the previously male-dominated environment. So we've done that exercise, but over and above that,
she's done a lot of great things that are signaling or showing women empowerment.
With subordinates who were vulnerable to his abuse of power, including conduct amounting to sexual harassment, coercion, and rape. I will address this when I deal with question 10? Question 9. Where I was requested to submit his suspension letter. Is it 10?
I think if you go over at page 9,
it's page 9.
The last sentence of that first paragraph, you reference question 13 of the statement, yes.
All right. The pattern of behavior described is deeply troubling and reflects a systematic abuse of authority by the chief of police. And he used to call them amangilos. He calls them amangilos, like angels. Those who are angels, these are the ones who are actually promoted. And if you look at the promotion of Tepa, who actually testified here, you can see that she was promoted within a short period of time as compared to others who have more qualifications, who were there before her, who were appointed before her as EMPD officials. So for me, this kind of practice gave me sleepless nights. And I feel that with the program that I created, at least it alleviated some pressure from these women. But there are those who are actually part of the whole thing, whom he called angels or amangelos.
She's saying that Mapieye has a group of women that are called angels that apparently getting promotions, including Miss Tepa, who was victimized so much so that she couldn't even hold her tears. She was so hurt. She was always crying throughout the testimony. But now we see Mama coming and saying that no, she got her way up there by slipping through and was one of the angels of Mapieye. And upon finding out those angels are people that apparently have a relationship with Mapieye.
The angels would then be promoted.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Or would be favored for promotion.
Exactly.
All right.
Can I ask a follow-up question? Doctor, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Are you stating that as a fact or it's a rumor that you heard? I'm sure you were watching news in the last few weeks. You would have heard about a term called mabaribari. Mabaribari.
It's not a mabaribari. I've been in the system. I know about these things.
But I'm saying, are you stating it as a fact or as something that you heard?
It's something that I heard, but he will answer and they will come, and if they're called, they can come and testify, those that have been abused. Classical example is about a witness that chief has been suspended for sexual harassment as well as rape. If that is a classical example, she'll come and confirm, but she requested that she wants to come and be interviewed by the commission, but outside camera. She doesn't want to be in camera because of her children and so forth. But she has prepared her file, and I think she has also written to be interviewed by the panel.
One of the inconsistencies in the story, she says that Mapiwe has children with some of these people. But she first said it's 2 people.
You're not suggesting that?
Correct.
Okay, but you're mentioning only him.
I'm mentioning Chief because there's a case about him, about sexual harassment,
yes,
and also rape.
Yes, you do.
I can't
discuss
mention
that.
others because there was never a case that was brought to my attention about rape or sexual harassment. And I could not, as I indicated when I started that, I could not charge anyone about the practice in EMPD. Instead, as a female accounting officer, I decided to create a program to empower these women.
Okay. Maybe lastly, let me ask, you are the municipal manager at the time.
Yes.
In fact, before that, you were the chief operating officer.
Exactly.
And then you become the municipal manager. In one of those 2 roles, you become aware that there are problems in EMPD, but you do no investigation. You don't appoint, you have the power to appoint. You don't appoint anyone to look into these serious allegations. You carry on until there's an allegation of the person that you discuss later on. There's a formal complaint, but the rest of the time, you carry on without taking any action to look into these serious allegations that you should be addressing. I expect that the municipal manager takes it seriously enough that if you get this pervasive or this suggestion that it's a systemic problem in the EMPD, a responsible municipal manager would take action to investigate it further, and you don't seem to have done that.
Thank you very much. As I indicated at the beginning of my statement, when I said it was a general comment from a group of women, and there was no one with a formal complaint. Remember, you can't just investigate without a formal complaint, without anyone signing an affidavit or writing a grievance to you. You can't just, you're going to investigate everyone. What I reasonably did as an accounting officer, as a city manager, I had to create a program to deal with the systemic issue.
Then she changes the story. She says she doesn't know how many of these people. Lies.
You say it has been widely reported to you. When exactly did you get the reports?
It was, as I indicated, that it was a verbal, when I started as an accounting officer. These things were reported to me by this group of female officers that the chief is fathering.
Please remind me, when did you become the city manager? I know it's here, but...
Yeah.
2016.
Yes.
So in 2016, you hear that Chief Mapieye is not only having improper sexual relationships with the women police officers, but is even raping some of them and harassing others sexually, even using coercion on them. I assume that's coercion for purposes of having sex with them. This is, you get to hear this in 2016. And all you do, unless I misunderstand you, so all you do is to create a platform for women to be promoted. That's all you do.
To be empowered, number one, and to be promoted as well. Remember, if there's no formal complaint, how do you start investigating people? That's why I'm referring to the paragraph where I deal with specific sexual harassment, where there's a formal complaint.
Are you suggesting that as a leader you get reports of such horrendous acts by the chief of police? You sit back and fold your arms instead of being proactive. You fold your arms and say, there are no complaints to me. Why can't you be proactive and do the best you can to get to the bottom of the reports that you have received, reports of such horrendous acts by the chief of police?
Maybe it is a foresight from my side, but as an accounting officer, if there's no formal complaint, how do I remember in terms of our processes in council, I must have a formal complaint like I received that there is this thing happening.
But what was your sense? Wasn't your sense that this was something systemic?
Yes, it was something systemic.
It's ongoing. It's ongoing. There are children out of improper sexual relations. There's coercion, meaning those that are not willing to have, even willing perhaps is not a good word in this context. So there's even coercion to have sexual relations with those that will not have sexual relations with him. There are rapes. You just fold your arms, sit and wait for complaints. Is that the way an accounting officer, a chief executive officer should act?
Commissioner, as I indicated that I cannot just from hearsay that they are this thing. I had to wait because the process is in council.
She then goes ahead, she gives us a bad attitude, a very, very bad, this woman, bad attitude towards the commissions and the evidence leader.
Do I understand you correctly that some of those children were fathered following a rape by Chief Mapie? Is that your statement to the commission?
Can you repeat your statement?
You can't, we can't, because you are looking at your phone and you are reading something on your phone, so naturally you will miss many of the things that I say. So we're going to have to make a decision how we run this. You are either with the commission and you are testifying before the commission, or you'd like some time to attend to your phone.
I'm trying to get information from my phone.
No, if you need time to get information, kindly address yourself to the commission and request the time, and the time shall be given to you. But when a question is posed to you and you distract yourself by attending to your phone, I'm sure you'll accept that it won't particularly work.
Yeah, it's incorrect, and I apologize for that.
What is incorrect?
For me to be attending to my phone while the session is on.
Apology accepted.
No, it doesn't end there, guys. She's not telling us her side of the story and refuting the allegations against her. Instead, what does she do? She comes across as, I'm not all bad alone.
EMPD, this is what they do. What in fact it is you did nothing about that. Your explanation for doing nothing about it is you say, well, I didn't have any formal written complaints or allegations, but you did have verbal complaints and allegations, and then you did nothing about it. You didn't address those allegations.
I take your point, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Perhaps lastly, this is 2016. Did the reports not continue throughout your tenure? The reports of this, what I've referred to as horrendous conduct, did those reports not continue? I would imagine if, as you have accepted, this is something that was systemic, it could not only have been in 2016 when you were appointed a municipal manager. The reports must have continued, not so?
Yes, if you look at the evidence of the victim,
yes,
the harassment coercion started in 2012, before I even became the accounting officer.
And did these reports continue throughout your tenure as municipal manager?
Obviously, they continued.
These people are also bad as I am bad. We wanted to address the relationship that she has with Mkhwanazi. How intense it is with Julius Mkhwanazi is that she comes and rabbles around why people are calling her mother because of her reformation and transformative agenda of trying to include women in this whole discourse or this whole workplace of Ekurhuleni, which is the same thing that women always use. Some of the women, because not all of them, but those women that are fighting the good cause of activism against GBV are being ruined. That their campaign is being ruined by people or women like Imogen. Imogen is ruining it for women who are fighting the good cause.
What is the purpose of this section of your statement?
The purpose
I'm
is
trying to make sense of it because you have been invited to this commission to respond to allegations made against the Ekurhuleni Metro and EMPD and the extent to which you played a role in all those things. And then there is this section in your statement, and I'm not criticizing you. It is your statement. For my benefit, I'm just trying to understand. Is the purpose of this section to say that we must not believe the people who gave evidence here because they are also bad people, they have done the things you have mentioned in the statement? I'm trying to understand what the purpose of this section of the affidavit is and what we as the commission should do with it. So if you can just assist me there, and it's not a criticism, it's just so that I understand why we are dealing with the things that are mentioned in this specific section.
the purpose, obviously, is to highlight the behavior of the chief of police. He came here as a victim, and I don't know whether he disclosed, because I was not listening to the commission, he disclosed that he was suspended for sexual harassment. I don't know if he disclosed that. So it's to bring to the attention of the commission that in as much as he is suspended or he appeared here and he made allegation, for me he's an aggrieved person. He's an aggrieved person. And that's why I'm making the statement that an aggrieved person would say anything to tarnish one's reputation or legacy.
Even yesterday, we saw with Madlanga, as I've said when I began this video, women who are having the purple profile picture. If you don't know, the purple profile picture is a campaign that was made by Women for Change to fight against GBV and to say that the GBV should be made a national disaster. How does the government and men take us serious as women if we use such campaigns to push criminality and endorse imigulugudu like Vusumuzi Ket Matlala? Vusumuzi Ket Matlala is in prison for unaliving his girlfriend. With your purple profile picture, you're saying, oh my God, it's nice to Mgulugudu's a handsome. I'd rather be with a handsome Mgulugudu than to be with an ugly, innocent guy. That's the agenda that women are pushing. And we see such fakeness even with Abo Imogen. That is why men will never take us serious. Even with the purple campaign, they will come with their green campaign or their maroon campaign because they always feel like we want to act like victims, but we are not victims. Instead, we are perpetrators. Same thing like Imogen. Yes, I know I'm preaching right now. Same thing as Imogen. Imogen, what is the agenda that she's pushing? Women empowerment. I care about women. Women are victimized. Women are victimized, mama. But women have been victimized from 2006. But you only suspended Bapiyeye this year. Who is fooling who? Who is the battery in acrimony? Things are happening in 2006. But we're now women empowerment guru. You only act in 2024 when your person is being challenged, when Mkwanas is being questioned, when there's a lot of questions about the promotion of Mkwanas. All along you were quiet, mama. You don't care about women. You only care about Mkwanas. And you're not telling us the side of the story. You're only trying to defend or to say that I'm not the only one who does it. That is the story that she's trying to tell us. I don't know what you guys think about everything that Umama has done. As I've said, this was just the beginning of it, the way I'm so angry. And I'm happy that the commissioner is giving her the hard one. Is asking her the hard questions, because if it was a man who asked her those questions, you guys are gonna come and say misogyny, because you women, you love misogyny. Oh, it's misogynistic, it's misogyny, they are dismissing our claims as no.
That they're investigating the case. Same as the second one for rape. To date, we do not have a report from IPED.
Okay. So is it the position or is it your testimony that even conduct that on the face of it is disciplinable, is a misconduct in terms of the code of discipline and employment contracts, even that kind of conduct, you don't act on it until IPED tells you you must discipline. You wait for IPED.
No. Remember, the sexual harassment and pushing of that pregnant woman, it was part of my report to council for chief to be disciplined. Those two were part of my reports. I did my job as an accounting officer.
You guys are dismissing your own claim. You are discrediting and tainting your own campaign by allowing people like Abo Imogen. Imogen is lying. We all can see, even the fool can see that Imogen is lying. But you will defend and say, it's misogyny, you are with me, you want the attention of men. No, that is not the case, guys. We should call wrong. Stop discrediting and tainting the woman activism, the real woman activism. I'm sorry I didn't show face. I wish you guys could see how angry I am. Nonetheless, that's not the point. Let me hear your thoughts and hear what you think about what happened in Madlanga. I'll definitely try to do a video later on looking better and showing face. But let me hear your thoughts. What do you think about this women empowerment being weaponized for people to push their criminal agenda, for women to push the victimization that does not even exist? Yes, there is women that are dying. Yes, there is femicide. But we are tainting the movement as women. It's not the man's fault. The man is not taking us serious because we are not taking ourselves serious. We have people, the community has women in itself that are tainting this whole movement. And Imogen is one of them. I don't know what you think. Maybe I've already judged her. You think it's different. You comment your thoughts. You tell me what you think. I will see you on my next upload. I feel like I am Miss James right now. I feel like James from Member of Parliament. That's how I feel. It's so hot. I feel like her. Yes. Please subscribe. Please comment. I'll see you on my next upload. Bye.